What's up, guys? It's me, Tim, with the Gutter Growth Podcast. Today I got Eli today. What's going on, Eli?
Hey man, how you doing? Love the intro video. Very cool. Love that. That was
Thanks,
awesome.
man.
That was very cool. Yeah. Doing good, man. Doing good. Just busy. It's busy season. It's summertime. Things are never slows. Kids, life, work, drip jobs, whatever you got going on, man. It's summertime is the busy season for sure.
No doubt, man. Well, we all know you're the DripJobs man, but I think you have another business you guys just recently launched too, as well, huh?
We do. Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we got DripJobs going on, right? A lot of people know about that one, but what a lot of people might not know about is Routemize. It's kind of our latest, it's our latest product release. It's completely separate. It's kind of a standalone product outside of DripJobs. It will integrate with DripJobs, of course, but you don't have to have DripJobs to use it. But it is a Routemize. So think route optimization, optimizing your route. Right now, what does that mean? A lot of people might say, "Oh, well, like dispatching software. Oh, I use Calendly." Okay, sure, I completely understand that. But this is patented technology. First of all, it's AI forward. It's smart dynamic routing based on location, based on time available, based on live moving targets and open slots in your calendar. So, here's a great example, right? So Tim, let's say you got an appointment setter out, or you got a sales guy out, he's got his route from beginning to end, or, he's going to start from his house that day and go to, 5 locations, or he's going to, he's got to route himself from headquarters, go out, do a big loop, whatever it is, and come back. Right. So, with Calendly, or some other scheduling tool, you just have a slot. Right? Like, oh, there's the open slot. Okay, cool. Great. I'll fill that open slot. Somebody books your open slot. Well, open slot 1 is on the east side of town, right? That's the address location for that one. Open slot 2 is on the west side of town, right? So then now you've got 2 appointments opposite side of town, and you're driving who knows how long, right? Hours, miles, maybe not hours. That's a bit of an exaggeration, right? But, you could be driving 30, 40 minutes an hour across town if that route had been optimized or thought about a little bit more, you could have potentially made your way around to that location, saving hours, saving mileage, saving wear and tear. So that's essentially what Routemize really does, right? It says it looks at your calendar, starting location, ending location. It's going to have a booking form on your website. So that way somebody comes to your website, whether it's painting, gutters, epoxy, transportation, doesn't matter. It can work in any industry where there's dispatching and a fleet out and about in the world working. Yep. And you could say, starting this location, okay, I've got my calendar, I've got my appointments lined out for the day. Somebody goes to the website, and they're trying to book some time on your calendar, and they say, there's the open slots. Here's the most optimal one. The system's going to know where you're at in relation to your open calendars, and it's going to route you accordingly. So that way, if appointment 1 is here, appointment 2 is here, open slot here, so it's going to put that person in the open slot that is most relevant on your route, right?
Right.
You're never going to be wasting time driving across town or driving from one to the other. So, and if somebody cancels on you, then that open slot becomes available, and it will actually go in and proactively shift your calendar around. Or if your admin is managing it, they can kind of do it on the dashboard side, where they can go in and they can say, optimize your route. Because when somebody books, they're going to book some time, but they can also give preferred times and things like that. So, there's the ability to kind of optimize the route for efficiency, and that will shuffle things around, send out notifications, everything like that. Right. So, it essentially gives you the ability to save time, which produces time, save mileage, which saves wear and tear and produces cost, save gas, which produces, more dollars back in your pocket, right? Penny earned or penny saved is penny earned. So, yeah. It's pretty cool, man. We're seeing really good luck with it so far. We've got quite a few people in beta right now that we're working on it, and we're seeing people save a decent amount of time and mileage, and I'm talking anywhere from just a few miles a day, right, to 30, 40, 50, 60 miles a day on their route. And then time wise, I mean, you're saving, sometimes it's 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right? But I've seen an hour plus saved in a day.
That's up.
You think about that, right? Think about that. Like what would you do with an hour more in your day? Like, how much more if you had an hour more? I know if I had an hour more in my day, I could do a whole lot more, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, it's really cool. It's kind of, it's AI forward. It's dynamic. It takes timing and routes and locations and tracking and all that kind of stuff into place. And there's nothing really out there like it. And it kind of, in my opinion, it solves a big problem, right? That kind of goes hand in hand with any business that has, people out and about in the field, right? That are going from location to location. So, we're really excited about it. So, Routemize.com, go check it out. It's pretty neat for sure. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. Does it, so if it has to change the calendar around, it's like say if someone cancels and it optimizes it, does it then notify the customer of the new time?
It does. Yeah. Yeah. It'll do all the communication piece with you. I mean, think about it, right? It's coming from the minds of DripJobs, right? Like, we're all about communication and expectations, right? So, that's it. Yeah. So absolutely. For something gets shuffled around, communications go out, and if that time doesn't work, said customer or homeowner can always reach out and say, hey, this doesn't work for me. Can we, pick another time or something like that? You can kind of work that on the backside. But yeah, it notifies everybody, notifies, whoever's out, whether it's appointment setter, sales, a tech, whoever it may be, kind of notifies all parties involved.
And you're able to integrate this into most CRMs.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. APIs, Zapier, all the things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
is there a hefty cost for it? Is it pretty reasonable?
It's pretty reasonable. Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. It's pretty reasonable. I don't remember off the top of my head, cost wise, but just go check it out on the website. It's there. And, we're in beta right now. So, it's going to be probably the best price it'll ever be at the, at the time. But yeah, for sure. No, it's reasonable. It's absolutely, it's built for somebody to, kind of, people starting out and people, wanting to just get better. Right. So it's reasonable cost wise for sure.
How did this idea come about?
Well, so it actually started internally at DripJobs, to be honest with you. Without letting too many secrets out of the bag or whatever, it kind of started internally at DripJobs and as a need to solve there. And just like any most good ideas, right? Start out as a need or a pain point, and then they get solved. So that's kind of where it started. And it was kind of one of those things of like, man, this is actually a good idea. This should be kind of available to other people, and this should be available to the world. This should be kind of its own thing. So that's the route it headed, and kind of here we are. I
love it, man.
Yeah,
I love the creativity.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's good. Software, it's ever changing, right? So it's, you can kind of do anything you want in today's world with software, and it's
scary. It's scary how fast it's changing.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast it moves. I mean, it's a bit of a blessing and a curse, right? Like anybody who's done anything in software or, just even played with AI and what you can build. I mean, it's crazy. It's the thing that makes, the difference of the people who make it and don't. It's, when it gets hard, are you going to stick it out or are you going to keep going, right? Because you can build some stuff, sure, but you hit a certain level, and when you don't have a full team behind you, and you don't have developers, when you don't have things, it gets really hard. And there's just some things that are still really hard to do in software. Like it's AI is great, but it's also been played up quite a bit of like it can do anything, and it can there's still. I mean, there's still AI hallucination. Like it still hallucinates all the time, right? It's not, there still has to be a human touch to make sure it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. But
think we're in an AI bubble.
The gutter industry is booming. Investments are flooding into the space. Companies are consolidating. Operations are scaling like never before. And tech is redefining the experience and resetting expectations for the home service industry. But the gutter business has never been treated like the powerhouse industry it actually is, until now. This is the Gutter Summit, the #1 convention in the business, bringing together the entire industry, all at a, dare I say, elite venue built for connection, growth, and opportunity. Taking place September 23rd through 25th in New Orleans. The Gutter Summit unites the top vendors in the country, investors who are pouring money into the home service space, contractors, operators, manufacturers, service providers, startup founders, and more. Oh, and did I mention fun? Our evening networking experiences will set the bar for what mixing business and lifestyle looks like. Food, fun, high-level connection, and an environment where real relationships are built and deals get done. All of this in one of the most electric cities in the country. Get your tickets now before it's too late, and we'll see you in New Orleans this fall.
Knee pain went away, hip pain went away, no more pain when I run, no more heel striking, feet and ankles are stronger, and I can even do like a dead out sprint kind of on my toes as well too, and never feel it, right? So anyway, that's kind of the long story of it. So if you do that route, like take your time, acclimate into it, slowly transition your feet over and stuff, because you will be sore for sure,
I've never thought about running like that, but it seems like it would be difficult.
I just started doing it and just said like, all right, I'm doing it.
Was it like second nature now?
It's second nature, man. Just go. That's it. Second nature.
How did you start? How did you think to start running like that? Did you hear about something, or like how did that come about?
It just through some research, and a couple guys I kind of follow, they recommend it, and it kind of went hand in hand with like stretching and, keeping your core lined out and flexibility and stuff like that, and it just, I was like, all right, I'm just going to try it, and kind of see how it goes. And it started helping, and started feeling better. And then, I kind of, read some books on it. Right. And that kind of just further educating. I was like, okay, like I'm going to try it out, And then when I started doing it, I was like, oh, this kind of stinks at first, but like now it's amazing. Now I haven't had like knee pain or hip pain in years and years and years. So, yeah, man.
And you said sometimes you'll actually go barefoot.
Yeah, if it's like not on pavement or anything, that would destroy that would destroy your feet. But if you're just like trail running, or like every now and then, like
you never like step on nothing gnarly, or.
I mean, it's like you just kind of, you kind of get acclimated to it, to be honest with you. Like, if you're not careful, you might like step on a rock or or something like that and rip your toe or rip your foot open. But dude, it's amazing like how you adjust and how much more careful you are, when you're actually kind of feeling all the things, right? From like playing soccer or something, I'll just go barefoot, and just be careful, you might get stepped on or something, but it's interesting, man. It's amazing how much more careful you are, and how you'll adjust your weight quickly and step quickly if you feel like you're about to step on something too hard or sharp or something like that. But man, it's good.
I do have a pair of those barefoot shoes.
Dude, you should just wear them, dude. Try it. Give it a shot. Go for like a 2-miler or something.
I haven't tried running in them, but I could feel like you feel things when you're walking in them.
Yeah, dude.
Different.
Yeah. Try a 2-miler in them and see how your feet are doing after that. Yeah.
Sure. I haven't done too much running lately, but when I was a kid, I did. When I paralyzed my arm, I couldn't do any other sports because I was playing baseball before that. So I did cross country.
Yeah,
that was fun. We'd run 3 miles every day, basically.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah. It's good habit for sure. I love it. I've been a runner for a long time, definitely. So, not much on the lifting. I can do better on that part, but I enjoy. It's just nice, sunshine, fresh air. Kind of get that vitamin D in, kind of clear your mind out. It's a mental physical combo that just helps me stay productive for sure. So,
what's your take on sunscreen?
On sunscreen? Oh man. Well, I'm pretty white. I'm pretty pale in general. So I use it. We use it. My kids use it. For sure. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Like my wife doesn't use it that much. She's pretty tan. And I don't know, man. I'm pale, so I gotta use it, or else I'll
burn pretty easy.
I'll burn pretty easy. So I gotta use it. We go to the pool. I'm making sure I'm getting it on and stuff like that. I'll
burn the first day, but if I'm out there all the time, I get almost Mexican dark.
Yeah. I just get red. I just get more lobster than anything.
My daughter's like that. One of my daughters is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But anyway, yeah, man. But yeah, well, what's what's the latest on your end, man? What do you got? What do you got going on? You got Gutter Summit coming up, obviously, right? But what else you got happening?
Yeah, we just launched. This once this plays, it'll be out for like a week or so. But we just launched a giveaway we're doing on July 15th. So we'll be giving out 10 free basic admission tickets and 4 VIP tickets. So just been
Nice.
working on a giveaway. I
Yep.
launched it today, and there was a ton of signups. But
Let's go. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to have some people come out there and get that plugged along. But yeah, it takes a lot of planning. There's a lot more planning on an event than someone would realize. Just a lot of little intricate little details. So
yeah.
plugging along with that, and in gutter growth, we've had a lot of members lately having some really good success. So pretty happy.
Yeah, that's
it's
awesome.
happy. Yeah, pretty happy about that. So other than that, just staying busy, man, going to the gym. That's about it.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, on the planning front, dude, it takes a lot.
A lot.
I commend anybody who takes on a project like that for sure. It's it's a lot of moving parts, getting everything lined up, and you got to start much earlier than people realize as well too.
Oh yeah. It takes a good 8 months of planning,
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I mean, because if you think about that, it's like you're almost finishing one, zipping things up before you got to start thinking about the next one.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot that goes into that, a lot more than people realize for sure.
But I'm excited about the location change. I think New Orleans will be pretty fun.
Yeah. You guys, obviously got location picked out and everything like that, and that'll be a good time. So are we gonna have record numbers? You expecting higher attendance? I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a bigger place. So like last year, we got kind of sold out because we just tapped out on space. Like it was kind of so our second year there. It wasn't the biggest place. I think we had like 350.
Yeah.
But no, I'm hoping to get 500-600 people in the building this year. We got a much bigger vendor floor. We got a lot more vendors this year. So
heck yeah, let's go. That's awesome. Well, the first couple you're just kind of learning, right? And just kind of figuring out what works, what doesn't, and everything like that, and see what the turnout's going to look like, because you kind of don't know. I mean, it's just like any event you do, whether it's in person or virtual. You project as much as you can, but you kind of don't know until it actually happens, right?
And then a lot of the buying behavior, people wait until like the last month or two before they start pulling the trigger. So yeah, it's interesting, but it's plugging along. But we already have a huge amount already coming because just from last year we got all our gutter growth members coming. So yeah, I would say we'll probably end up with 500 or 600.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
So
that's really cool, man. Yeah, it'll be fun. That'll be a good time. Yeah, it'll be fun to be there for sure. But yeah, man. Well, what about you on your routine, your workout routine? Anything changed? You still got the same routine?
I'm not consistent about my times. Like, some people are like, I'm up every day at 4 and I'm there. Yeah. But I am consistent about being there. It's just I'm kind of like choosy about, sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 9, sometimes it's 7 p.m. But I never miss. It's just I'm not like exact. I kind of like more of like a free schedule type deal.
Yeah. Well, it's the consistency that matters, right? I mean, pretty much with anything, right? Whether it's working out, running, anything business related, it's like, just show up. Stay consistent.
My food's really consistent. Like my diet, like every morning, I eat really boring. Like every morning, I'm just eating a few boiled eggs and coffee, and that's it. And then no sugar.
Yeah. You gotta stay away from sugar for sure. Well, and dude, you probably man, like the staying lean, right? And like man, I feel like, dude, if I eat like a big lunch or something, dude, just count me out, right? Like I am done.
Oh, you're tired, right?
I'm like lethargic. I'm tired. I'm just like, man, like what happened? For sure. It just, that I love that, like you said, like a couple eggs, water, coffee, like that's it. That's all you need.
That's literally it. I salt the hell out of them with like salted sea salt, but that's it. Just two or three of them. And like, so then I'm not getting like all the bullshit carbs or all the sugar and all that bullshit in the morning.
Yep.
And I think it's what makes people crash out, you know?
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. 100%. Well, and I mean, overall, right? Like dude, I always say this. I think you and I have talked about this before, but like, lifestyle change, right? Like,
Yeah.
you just gotta build it in, you gotta stick to it, and it becomes like something you do just in life forever, and that's what'll make the difference long term. And but yeah, no, I agree with you on just like the crash out with sugar and all that kind of stuff. Oh, like dude, it's so bad for you, but it's all good, man. I mean, people are gonna eat what they eat, and go to Chipotle or whatever for lunch and eat a massive burrito and then just feel like, oh, I'm stuffed, and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I had a one of my buddies, he owns a roofing company, and he always kind of tells a story and jokes about it. He's like, yeah, one time I took all my guys, took them out for lunch. We all went to Chipotle and just everybody got big burritos and big power bowls, and they just ate it, and then ate everything, and then he's like, we went back and went back on the roofs and stuff like that, and he's like, man, like that was like the least productive day we've ever had. And he kind of like joked with them,
Expensive lunch.
yeah, he's like, man, I'm never buying you guys lunch again. Like we didn't get anything done today, like it's kind of funny. But that's what it always makes me think of when I think of like big lunch and I'm like lethargic. I'm like, oh man, my buddy, he'd be yelling at me right now, like, what are you doing? You shouldn't have ate the big lunch, But anyway, good.
Yeah, I do light lunches, and then I'll hit a pretty heavy dinner. And then, at night, sometimes I'll do like a shake or something before I go to bed with like some casein type protein in it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We typically, well, that's kind of for us because, our kids are younger, right? So, we have bedtime routines and stuff like that. And that's also kind of the time that, we sort of set aside to, read and talk about the day and kind of be with them, right? And have that quality time. So we protect that time, quite a bit, right? And I think that's good, honestly. It's like, you kind of protect that time where you just, you're just locked in with them and stuff. And so we kind of have that routine, that bedtime, and then kind of afterwards, after we get them to bed, that's kind of our time, right? When the and I are hanging out and stuff like that. And that's usually when we catch up from the day and talk and cook and all those kinds of things. So naturally, our dinners are later. So it's it's kind of striking that balance of, yes, it's a late dinner, but just keeping a balance, right? Like, not eat too much and stuff like that. And if you eat leaner breakfasts, things like that, it doesn't matter as much, I should say. But
I'm all right with the late dinners. It's never affected me, I don't think. I think it's just most people just eat crap. Like, I think if you're eating good food, I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
I might be wrong. That's just my take on it.
No, I mean, well, hey, you eat a pile of vegetables for dinner. I mean, the only thing it's going to do is just clean you out the next morning. That's it. Like, it's, but you eat a pile of lasagna at night. It's, you're going to be that one's going to be sitting in your stomach for a while,
How many kids did you have again?
3.
Three.
Yeah.
They're all pretty young, aren't they?
They are pretty young. Yeah. They're all 8 and under.
Yeah.
So, you know, we got a 2-for-1 there with the twins. So, you know, we have identical twin boys, and they are 5 going on 6. So, you know, it's,
You ever mix them up?
it's a every now and then, like every now, like if they have like the same clothes on, and you like if you give them the same haircut and then put them in the same clothes, it's pretty hard to tell them apart. It's pretty hard to tell them apart.
Any like freak accidents when you first had them, or no?
Yeah. No, nothing too bad. You know, nothing too bad. Especially when they were little and you put them in, like either they're babies or something, or even like 1 or 2, and you'd put them in the same like little onesies or something all the time. You know, and they'd just be running around. You just kind of, you know, you kind of wouldn't tell. But we've always kind of gave them different haircuts, and that like helps a bunch. You know. But now I will say, as they're getting older, like one is, you know, they're starting to kind of come into their own sizes, so to speak. Like one's, you know, a little thicker, a little stockier, you know, and a little heavier, and the other one is a little leaner and a little thinner and what have you. So you can kind of tell them, you know, like size wise, it's like you can kind of tell the difference in size wise, and then, you know, between that and the haircuts, like, yeah, it's pretty good now.
My fiance's got twins, and I still, when I see them, you know, they're older, but when I see them, I still mix them up a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure they'll have fun with it when they get older too. I mean, you know, but they
enjoy that age, man. I miss that age. My kids they're all older now, but that's a fun age. It goes really quick.
Yeah, dude, fun. Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, it's a super fun age. I mean, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, like that. That's just a really, really, really fun age for sure. But they're all boy, dude. I mean, they are. I mean, just it's amazing some of the things that they think is a good idea. You know, I mean, they are all boy. You know, just all the things like shirts off, climbing stuff, throwing things, trampoline, digging in the dirt. You know. All the things, you know, but you know what? I'm just like, hey, live your best life, man. Like, you know, be kids while you can be kids, because in this world, you know, you have to not, you know, you know, you don't have enough time being kids, right? Because you go right into all the stresses of life, you know, and it's just like, I want them to enjoy that time. I want to enjoy that time with them, you know, and soak in every moment of it, you know. And
I was definitely more uptight with my first than my last. And I got 4.
Yeah,
you know?
Oh yeah, firstborns, man, firstborns. It's just for sure. It's you definitely loosen up over the course of 3 or 4 kids, for sure. You know. But yeah, man, no, it's good. That's what I do. I always tell anybody if they're going into, oh, we're about to get married, we're about to do this, about to do that, or whatever. I'm like, dude, enjoy X time while you're in it, right? Like, you know, enjoy that time while you're in it, just being married. Enjoy that time, you know, with your first kid. Enjoy the time as your kids come. Enjoy those ages, and look at them as opportunities versus like, oh, this is a horrible age. Or so, you know, it's like, like it's hard. Nobody said, you know, I've never heard anybody say like having kids is easy, you know, like being married is easy. Like, no, it's not. You know?
I was looking at a picture the other day, and I was on the couch and I was just taking a selfie, but I had my youngest, he was like maybe 2 right here, and then I had my other 3 kids all right there on the couch, and like you just think you're taking a normal picture, but like I can't get that moment back. Like my son's 21, my other daughter's 18, other one's turning 17, like that. You know, they're not all in one spot now. You know, it's just like, you know. So it comes and it goes, and we think a lot of times that like, or at least a lot of the gutter guys, you know, out there grinding and, you know, late nights, but it's not worth it. You know, it's very important that you have that family time if you have a family.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely not worth it. I mean, your kids will only remember how much you weren't there with them, right? They're not going to remember. They're not going to remember what you did in that time. They're not even going to comprehend that you're like building a business and, you know, and you know, all the things that come along with it, you know, and or the success of your business. Like, you know, they're not going to remember any of that. They're just going to remember that you weren't there. You know, that's it.
Like a lot of times you hear these kids that grew up poor, right? But they didn't even know they grew up poor. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like they didn't know until they got older, you know? So it's just like, I don't think it's that important to these kids that, you know, that we're working extra 2 hours, not seeing them just to get a couple extra dollars in the bank, you know?
Yep. 100%. Yeah. 100%. Like, you know, exactly. Yeah. I agree for sure. I mean, it's because, yeah, and they don't comprehend it yet, right? But like they do comprehend, they miss you,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So yeah, absolutely, man. We're big believers in just spend the time, take it in, soak it in, remember it, be there, show up, right? Like show up for all the things if you can. Go to all the things, even if it seems silly, right? It's like when our kids graduated kindergarten or graduated first grade or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, what? We got a graduation for every grade now? Like, who cares? Just go there and be there. That's it. Just show up for it. Like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you think it's silly or not. Like, it's not silly to them. It's a big deal. So
like my youngest is 14 now, and it's like I realized, man, I only got a couple years left here. Like, being able to raise them. I mean, you'll always be their dad. Like when they get older, I talk to my other son all the time, but it's not, and you only got a couple more years, Yep,
exactly. It's different. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
I mean, they get older, they get independent, start driving, right? That's a big one. It's a big stage. The twins, right? The youngest, they're about to start school. Like we're kind of like, holy buckets. They're about to start school. Like they're not gonna be in the house during the day anymore. Like what's going on? Like that's, we're hitting that life stage, and it's just like, oh, like that's even crazy to think about. It's kind of sad, kind of awesome. It's like this weird kind of mix and dynamic of kind of thoughts and emotions around it. But it's like, hey, like just be there when they're not in school. Like, it's like, yeah, you just you enjoy the time while you got it, and then look forward to the next stage of life, and that's it. That's all you can do, right? And do,
that's it.
And just pray to the Lord for wisdom and guidance the entire time, because you're going to need it, right? So,
you will.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, you never know what life's going to throw at you as a parent.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for sure. We're in our, we're right now this week, actually, it's a busy week for us. We're in, our church is doing like our kids camp this week. So, every night it's, we're going to the church, and it's activities and, just all these fun things. And, they break, our church has a ton of kids in it, and several hundred, so they break them up into groups and different age groups, and they have these fun activities, and, they turn the auditorium into like this big kind of stage and balloons and all kinds of fun stuff. So it's, it's super fun, but it's just like, wow, like this is crazy. We've been doing this for several years now. And not only are our kids kind of going through the groups and stages, but all these other kids that we've known in our community groups and things like that, all their kids are like growing up and going through the different stages, and some are driving now, and some are, it's like, what is happening? How's it going by that fast?
I'll tell you what, the first time I drove with my son, he's older now, but when he was 16, that was scary. I was driving my truck.
Yeah.
He took out a couple mailboxes.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Well, thankfully, I grew up kind of in the middle of nowhere. So it was like, hey, we're going to go out in this field, and you just drive around for a while, just, there's nothing to hit. You can't tear up anything. It's just a big flat open field. Like, just, don't flip it, just go out and drive around and get used to it all. So,
I am curious if we're not going to be driving cars in 10 years, because we already have cars that could drive themselves. I'm curious, like, when is that switch going to be?
Oh, dude. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, obviously there's, like the Waymo cars, right? The self-driving cars that you can just take. I mean, those are even still just kind of limited to like downtown areas, right? Like they only operate in a certain radius. But you got like Teslas and stuff like that. They can just, self-drive now as it is. And that's just kind of wild to think about unto itself. But I don't know, man, because think about it though, right? You still got, sports like racing and dragsters and all that kind of stuff. But dude, you got people that still are out driving like classic cars and classic motorcycles and stuff like that. So it's like, is my Toyota that I have now, it's like a 2017 Toyota. Is that going to be like a classic car, or is that going to be a rarity, in 30 years, like, I don't know. I mean, people still collect and drive 50, 90, 80-year-old cars, it's like, I mean, there's still a select group of people that like got Model T cars, like the Ford Model T that take them out. So I don't know, man. I mean,
it's hard to tell.
I think people still enjoy the feel of driving a car,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know Grant, he definitely doesn't. He's letting it drive every time.
Yeah, I was gonna say Grant lets his drive all. Yeah. And I've definitely seen people just like, just going down the road, they're on their phone or doing whatever, and they're reading or something like that, and their car's driving them. So, people do it now. It's just, when will that become like a common thing more so, than an oddity or not an oddity, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think people still like it, and I think people are probably still pretty hesitant about just like letting somebody take over their car and them not having control.
That's scary. Yeah, it's scary.
I mean, I
don't like the idea of it.
Yeah, I don't like exactly. I was gonna say I don't necessarily like the idea of it. Yeah, I kind of like being in control of my own vehicle. Because it's at the same time, it's like, well, it's a machine and it can process data and things like everywhere, all at the same time. So, in theory, it can compute faster than we can and examine all angles and have eyes everywhere. But then on the other flip side of that coin, it doesn't have the nuances and it doesn't have the in the moment things, awareness that humans do, right? Like it's still a machine, however you you skin it, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
it's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's still, there's still things, and I've even like, just I kind of have this. I use this example when I'm, because I've had this talk or debate with people a few times before, and here's the example that I use. This is kind of a fun story. So we were road tripping back to Austin. We were going through Dallas, and it was like when a lot of ice storms and snowstorms were happening, right? So we're going, and if anybody's been through like downtown Dallas,
yep,
like the traffic, right?
Sucks.
Right? It's horrible.
Sucks.
6 lanes,
Concrete
and or 8 lanes or whatever, right? And we're going. And super slippery. There'd been wrecks all over the place. There's black ice everywhere. I'd already kind of felt the car sliding and drifting a little bit, but like I just know how to drive in general, and so I kind of knew how to drive on that. And I was like, okay, I'll be fine, but so I'm hyper aware of everybody around me because I'm fine, but I don't trust everybody else around me, right?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, and anyway, so we're going, and like I look at my rearview mirror, and like I see this 18-wheeler kind of coming a ways back, and immediately my instinct, I'm like, he's going too fast. He's not going to be able to stop. Like I know the road conditions. I know what I felt already. No way he's stopping. He's about to like plow through this entire group of cars, like 100%. I just like felt it and knew it in my gut and my instinct. So I'm like, well, I'm not just going to sit here and get hit. Right.
Yeah.
So like I slowly start to go to the right, and I slowly start to move to the right to where I'm kind of forcing the next lane and then the next lane. And it's like a domino effect, right?
Yeah.
So basically by me kind of slowly going over, I forced like 3 lanes of traffic to almost kind of like stop / start to move over too, right? So like imagine you got all these lanes of traffic, one car kind of moves over, right? The next car kind of moves over, the next car, right? And then so you kind of get this effect of people moving over, and it kind of clears out to the left of me, right? Because to the left of me was a shoulder. And when I did that, it wasn't very much time that I had to do that, but thankfully I was able to do it. The 18-wheeler, he knows he's not going to stop. You can tell he's in the he immediately jumps over in the shoulder, and then he's going down the shoulder, which is to my direct left. And I just move everybody, I kind of moved everybody over. Everybody's honking at me. I can see people, what are you doing? Honking at me. And then this 18-wheeler like can't stop, goes flying by us, right? Misses me by probably 3 or 4 feet, right? And we got a car full of kids and stuff, and misses me and like the lane I'm in by probably 3 or 4 feet, and then takes the open hole that is now there. Because I shifted people over, so to speak, takes the open hole, goes through that open hole, still hits like 2 or 3 people that were ahead of me, right, that was ahead of me, still hits 2 or 3 of those people, and then eventually kind of slides into the sort of the shoulder kind of curb concrete medium on the other side, on, to the far right of me, right? And and so again, everybody's like, and then I look over, and he just goes barreling by, bam, boom, boom, and bam, slams into that side. And then like a lot of the people are like, what are you doing? Like, they're looking at me, and like, specifically 2 or 3 of them that were closest that I could really see them. They were just like, thank you, cause like, who knows what would have happened? Like that guy plowed through
killed a bunch of people,
and so the argument is in that moment, like, what would AI have done? Like, what would your self-driving car, what route would it have picked? Right? Because it would have had to pick a route rapidly, right? And and maybe this, there's maybe the technology exists to counter this, but I don't know how it would have calculated an 18-wheeler rapidly coming, that much traffic on kind of either side, slippery roads.
Yeah.
Like, how would it have calculated that?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. What would it have self-driven the car to do? Stop? I don't know. Like, get it. It wouldn't have, if it would have said get in the shoulder, like, you would have just been plowed over by the 18-wheeler. If it would have said get in the shoulder.
Yeah.
So, like, what would it have, what would it have done in that moment? So anyway,
I'm glad I don't have to drive an ice being down here in Florida. It sounds really freaky.
Yeah. No, it's not bad, man. It's not bad. So,
well, it said to other people, like, can't control this guy the way he's driving with his 18-wheeler, and
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, that's always a fun, interesting scenario I throw at people that are in that world. I'm like, hey, like, what would
it do?
What would it do? What would it do in that moment, right? Because there's all these elements that I don't like. Can it account for icy roads and flooded roads and things like that, or would it just drive somebody into a low water crossing with water rushing across? I don't know. That kind of thing, right? So anyway, that's always an interesting one, that scenario that I like to throw out, because thank the Lord, was watching over me and kind of gave me that, kind of directed my hand in that moment, right? Who knows what may or may not have happened in that moment, but you can better believe we were praying and praising him all the way home, on that trip for sure.
I was actually at a stoplight like 2-3 weeks ago. I'm just looking at the stoplight, and I look over, and the guy's like right next to me in the grass.
Oh God.
Thank God, because he would have smashed into me. I think he just, he pulled.
Yeah.
He saved it, but
he saved it. Yeah,
I didn't expect that. I just look over, and the guys there, like,
it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, he clearly wasn't paying attention, but had enough time to whip it over and go around before he rear-ended you, for sure.
Yeah. I didn't have time for it that day, so thank God.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's funny. But man. So I don't know. Interesting stuff, man. Yeah, for sure.
Good deal, man. Well, that was a fun talk.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. It was a good time. I always enjoy it.
So what's the name of that new thing again you got?
Routemize.
I'll remember it here soon. I got to say it a couple hundred times. Routemize.
Yeah, exactly. Routemize. Yeah, absolutely. Routemize. Yeah, check it out. Just routemize.com. Go check it out and sign up for the beta and I kind of give it a go. See if it works.
Cool, man. Good deal.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Of course. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, man.
All right, man. Thanks. Everyone have a good night.
Yeah. See you guys.